Hello and welcome to a new video review, this time about the Sightron TAC 4-20x50. The company Sightron was founded in 1993 in North Carolina in United States, and Sightron also owns two production facilities, one in Japan and one in the Philippines. All of their products are made entirely in-house, so they do not outsource any of their production. In Japan, only premium products are made, and in the Philippines, entry-level and mid-range products are made. Now, the scopes in front of me are the TAC with a magnification which goes from 4 to 20, and they have a 50mm objective lens. Now, what is the difference between these scopes? The scope is available with the reticle in the first or in the second focal plane, and if you choose the first focal plane, you can see the scope comes with tactical turrets and with reticle illumination. The tactical turrets also feature a zero stop. Besides that, another difference is in the reticle. The first focal plane reticles are different than in the second focal plane. The different designs, so they are not the same, but more of this later in the video. Now, the TAC series of riflescopes are mid-range riflescopes. Because of that, they are made in the Philippines, and these scopes are designed for target shooting and hunting. In the TAC series, only two magnification riflescopes are available, the 4-20x50 and 3-16x42. The scopes are made entirely out of metal, with the only rubberized part on the ocular, so only this outer ring here. The scopes are shockproof for all calibers, so you can mount them also on a 50 BMG. They are nitrogen purged, so you'll get no internal fogging in very cold environment, and they are also waterproof. The size of these scopes is 378 millimeters, but they are very lightweight. They come only in 690 grams in the second focal plane and 770 grams if you choose the first focal plane version of this scope. The main tube is 30 millimeters, and the price of the second focal plane is approximately 580 euros, and for the first focal plane reticle riflescope, it's approximately 930 euros. As I said, the scopes are made in the Philippines, come with a 10 years warranty, and for the reticles, as I said, first focal plane or second focal plane. If you choose the first focal plane reticle, there are two styles available, the mil-hash or MOA5, and it depends. If you choose the mil version, you have mil clicks, and MOA version with MOA clicks. The reticles have marks, the mil-hash in 0.5 mil marks, and MOA reticle in 1 MOA marks. Now, the mil version of the reticle is this one, and as you can see, the spacings between the lines on the reticles are in 0.5 milliradian, so 5 centimeters at 100 meters. Because it is in the first focal plane, you can use this reticle also for target shooting without making any clicks, because you can use the reticle also for the bullet drop compensation. Now for the second focal plane reticle, which is in this scope. So if you choose the second focal plane reticle, the turrets come capped. The second focal plane reticles come either in duplex or in MOA2. So duplex is a very traditional hunting reticle, and MOA2 comes also with marks. The marks in the MOA2 reticle have 2 MOA spacings, and the marks are true only at 20 times magnification. So only at 20 times you can use the reticle in the second focal plane for bullet drop compensation or calculating the distance and so on. Now the first focal plane reticle comes also with reticle illumination, which is located here, and between each setting there is an off position. All in all, you have 11 intensity settings, and because you have off positions between the intensity settings, you can immediately come back to the desired illumination intensity. So if you like, let's say, the 9, you can just come back to 9 and back off. So really simple to use. On the same turret is also the battery compartment, which is located here, and for the illumination you need only one CR2032 battery. What I also noticed when I tried out this scope is that they have a very aggressive style of turrets. It is great because you have really nice grip also with gloves, but because it is quite difficult to turn, I think it is a bit too aggressive, because if you want to use it with only 2 fingers, it really hurts because it is so aggressive. I would really prefer a bit smaller these parts on the illumination and on the parallax. Now on the same turret is also the parallax wheel, which goes from 10 yards all the way to infinity, and as you can see, you have really a lot of space for adjustments, so you can easily fine-tune the parallax to your target. The scope features a European style eyepiece, so only this last part here is adjustable for the diopter. The adjustment is really smooth, but also quite stiff, which is, in my opinion, perfect, because you adjust this only once and then you don't like if this moves around. Because it's so stiff, I'm pretty sure this will not happen. So even if you take it out of the bag, it can pretty sure not happen that you somehow adjust the setting accidentally. Now for the magnification ring. Also the magnification ring is very aggressively. Maybe you can see it in this perspective even better. And again, with gloves it's really nice, but without gloves, in my opinion, it's too aggressive, especially if you take the magnification ring on the sides, for here or here. It's very sharp on both ends. In the magnification ring also a throw lever is integrated, which can be opened and closed like this, and also this throw lever is quite sharp in my opinion. So if you take it very on the top of the throw lever, it is quite sharp. I think this should be made differently, or maybe rounded up. All in all, I think a nice feature, because some do like a bigger throw lever on a magnification ring, and you can easily also make it away. Now for the main tube, it's 30 millimeters, and because this is a first focal plane rifle scope, we have here tactical turrets. The turret I have here is in 0.1 milliradian, so 1 centimeter click per 100 meters, and in 1 revolution you have exactly 5 mil of travel, so 50 centimeters at 100 meters. The entire elevation range of this scope is 22.9 milliradian, so all in all you have almost 5 whole rotations of the turret. Because of that, this is a multi-turn turret. Now, if you can hear for the clicks, they feel very, very nice and are very audible, so you can easily hear every single click, and they are not too stiff, so you can easily make one single click without turning accidentally 2 or 3 clicks. So the clicks or the turrets on this scope is really, really nice. The lines underneath act like a turn indicator, so you can see when you make a whole revolution, you see one more line under the turret. The scope features also a zero stop function, which is this ring underneath the turret, which can be easily secured with only 3 screws. And as you can see, you can screw it so that it comes near the turret. Maybe you can see it better from this perspective here. And because you can screw this zero stop, you can adjust the zero stop at any position on the turret you want, which is really, really nice. So if you prefer exactly 0, you can see it stops exactly at 0. But if you want, let's say, 5 clicks below the 0, you can adjust that the zero stop is here, and the turret stops 5 clicks below 0. So a really easy solution for a zero stop. As I said, to securing the zero stop, you need only to secure these 3 screws, which are the same as on the oh no, it's on the same on the other turret. For the zeroing, you need a different screw, Torx wrench. Now, for the zeroing of the elevation turret and of the windage turret, you just have to unscrew this upper part here, this upper screw, just 1 revolution, and then the entire turret screws or turns freely. So then you can adjust so that the zero is facing forwards. So a really easy zeroing. Okay, this is all about the elevation turret. Now for the windage turret, zeroing is completely the same, only unscrew this middle screw. And the windage turret has all in all 12 mil of internal adjustment, so you can go from the 0, 5, 6 mil in each direction. Now on the turret you see only 1 mil, 2 mil, 2.5 mil of travel, and if you go further you have to count additional clicks, so that you know in what position you are currently in. Under the turret is also a turn indicator, so you can easily see in which revolution you are currently in. So you can almost not make accidentally a whole revolution of a error, because you can easily see where your zero is at. Okay, this is all about the Windage Turret. The outer diameter of the objective is 58 millimeters. If you want to mount a clip-on night vision or thermal device, or if you want to calculate the right height of the mounts, you will also need this dimension. Okay, this is the tactical version, and now for the second focal plane rifle scope. So it comes with capped target turrets, and underneath are really nice turrets. Maybe we can hear the clicks. So as you can hear, they are very audible and they feel very nice, are very tactile, and really crisp. So they are really strongly in the position, so you cannot accidentally move the turret when you're in. The clicks on this turret come in quarter MOA, so you have 15 MOA of travel in one revolution. The internal adjustment of the whole scope is 80 MOA, and because of that, this is also a multi-turn turret. Zeroing of this turret is also very easy. You just have to unscrew these 3 screws, or just a little bit loosen the screws, and also then this turret rotates freely, so you can then easily adjust that the zero is facing forward. This turret has no zero stop like the other one, but because of that you have capped turrets. Also, this turret has a turn indicator, which are these lines underneath, and I think it's worth mentioning that, maybe you can see here, that the zero of the turret is in the middle. So if you mount the scope without inclination, the zero will be quite accurate, but if you mount the scope with inclination, these lines will not be correct, so not entirely correct in my opinion, because if you mount the scope with inclination, the lower lines will be the zero. Okay, now for the Windage Turret. The turret is almost completely the same, and what I don't like on the Windage Turret is that you have only the numbers in one direction. So as you can see, 1 MOA, 2, 3 and so on, all the way to 15, or 14 is your last, 0 is the 15th MOA. But if you make windage to the other direction, you have to count the clicks, or let's say 14 is 1 MOA, 13 is 2 and so on. I think this could be done a bit better. So the internal adjustment of the windage is 40 MOA, so you have also a multi-turn turret on the side. Okay, the second focal plane rifle scope does also not come with reticle illumination. Now for the optical performance, magnification 4-20x50, so a 50 millimeters objective lens, a 5 times zoom factor magnification, and the field of view on the smallest magnification is 7.8 meters at 100 meters, and on the biggest magnification it's 1.5 meters at 100 meters. The scope has no tunneling effect, and the eye relief of this scope is from 94 millimeters all the way up to 101.6 millimeters. And I have to say, at 4 times magnification the eye relief is very forgiving. You can really move your head near or away from the scope and you still have a clear picture. On the biggest magnification it's less forgiving, but it's still very easy to use the scope. The eye box, I think it's very good through the entire magnification, and for the price of these scopes I really have to say you get a really good image quality through the scope. Also the resolution of the image, the edge-to-edge clarity and color accuracy are really good. Again, especially if you consider the low price of these scopes. Now, what's in the box? First of all, you get this sheet about your reticle with all the reticle subtensions you need about your reticle. Then the scope comes with flip-up covers, so like this, a manual with all the information about scope, zeroing and so on, a cleaning cloth and a zeroing tool. For the first focal plane riflescope it's also a tool included for the bigger screw on the top. Okay, now for a short summary. First of all, the positives. I like that the scope has a really good build quality, great optical quality for the price. The turrets are really good. As you could hear, the clicks, they are crisp, very audible and tactile, and very easy also to zero. I also like the zero stop on the tactical version, which is very easy to set and it can be set at any position you want. I also like that the scope is available in first or in the second focal plane with exactly the same build quality and all the same dimensions. The scope is very lightweight with only 690 grams, and I do like that it is available in mil or in MWay versions. Now, where do I see room for improvements? First of all, for the second focal plane I would really like to see illumination, because this scope can also be used for hunting, so illumination would be a really nice addition. What I also don't like is this very aggressive design, which, as I said, also hurts in the fingers if you use it only with 2 fingers. If you grab it very strongly, then you don't have this problem, but only 2 fingers, it is too aggressive in my opinion. Now the next thing is markings on the Windage turret, especially on this turret here, because you have only markings in one direction and you don't see which directions is left or right windage. You have to look to the side of the scope. And the last thing is, the scope has no, how should I say, a tunneling effect, but if you look through the scope, the image is a bit away, or as you would see a little bit in a tunnel. But this is through the entire magnification, and this not occurs only on the smallest magnification like on some other scopes. Okay, now my final thoughts. I would say these scopes are great for the price, and I think the scopes are well positioned for the price, especially the second focal plane riflescopes. I think it has no competition, or no real competition in this price range. The first focal plane riflescope is differently. There is a lot of competition, but not with the same magnification range. Okay, this was a short video review of the Sightron TAC 4-20x50. If you have any additional questions, click the link below, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.